So what's the deal with the Arabot? On Hosha'ana Rabbah, we take 5 Arabot, we smack them on the ground 5 times. What's the idea behind this strange ritual? Why do we use the Arabah for it? And what's it got to do with this place where I am right now? So the answer to all those questions basically is water. The Arabah, far beyond the other 4 species, needs the most water. That's why they're constantly drying out during the holiday. That's why they're known as Arabei Nahal. They grow only where there is an abundance of water, like at a Nahal. But despite the fact that one might think they're at the bottom of the totem pole, the 4 species having no taste and no smell, they actually have the distinction of being the only one that has its own separate mitzvah by itself. Today, it's the smacking of the Arabah. We do a Hosha'ana Rabbah. When the days in the temple stood, it had another extra mitzvah. We read about it in Mishnah, Masechet Sukkot, where it says, Perek Daled Mishnah Hey, that there was a place below Jerusalem known as Mosa. That's where I am right now, just on the western edge of Jerusalem. And Israel, they all used to come down here to collect their Arabot because there was an abundance of water. And they would also find these really tall Arabot and bring them to stand next to the Mizbeach. And the top of the Arabah would be draping on the top of the Mizbeach. So it must have been at least as tall as the height of, 3 times the height of a person. Here's an example of a really tall Arabah tree. The Arabah is known as the willow tree in English. Now, if you come to Mosa today, you might be a little disappointed with the amount of water, and that's because here on the outskirts of Jerusalem, there's a lot of urban development, especially this highway above here. There's a dam a few kilometers away at Beit Zayit, but you will find a modest little pool here, and the spring inside this cave over here. But another thing that you'll find nearby at Mossad today is a gorgeous synagogue that was built at the end of the 1800s, where one of the first Jewish agricultural settlements in the modern era was built, and there was a synagogue there, and they have a beautiful mosaic on the outside of the synagogue, which pays tribute to the importance of this place in the rituals of Sukkot and in the mitzvah of the Arabah that was done in the temple. As far as the name of the place, Mosa, I'll give 2 possible explanations. One is that brought down by the Gemara, where it says that it comes from the word mutzeh, meaning remove from or exempt from, because the people who lived there were exempt from the taxes of the king because they were involved in this important mitzvah of the Arabah, which was for the public benefit. But perhaps a more simple explanation is that it comes from a phrase that appears in the Tanakh, which is Mosa Maim, or Mosa'e Maim, which means a source, a place where water comes out of, because that was so special about Mosa. Now, I still haven't explained what's behind the strange ritual of smacking the Arabot on the ground. I want to share with you an interesting thought from Rabbi Pesach Woliki of Beit Shemesh. In an article he wrote about this practice, he explained that when everyone in the congregation is doing it together, the sound mimics that of heavy rainfall, because it is our prayer that the upcoming year will be full of rain as we're about to start the rainy season. The day after Hosha'ana Rabbah, on Shemini Atzeret, we start to pray for the rain. And it is known from Masechet Hosha'ana that on Sukkot, we are judged for the water that we receive in the upcoming year. So it is my prayer that this upcoming year will be full of rain, of water, shefa, beracha, Hag Sameach, and thanks so much for watching.